Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So we have completed the course on the CPQ certification. So if you've been following along, so well done for taking the journey so far with me. So what I'm going to do today, right? It's like a ritual, right? If you've been following along for with me for the previous certification, we just often go through some questions at the end of the course, just to give you an idea what you can expect, right? One more thing I would encourage, right, which I normally didn't mention in my previous certification. When I think about it, I should have that you guys should go and do the super badge, right? So there is something called Advanced Billing Specialist. If this is something you're after, I would highly encourage you to, just at least have a look to see your level of confidence when it comes to CPQ, right? Obviously, I know that you guys have done a pretty amazing job so far following along, and hopefully, it's my sincere belief that you guys would have learned a lot of things in CPQ space. And I really had fun teaching you guys CPQ. I do understand that at times it would have got boring, and I felt the same because some of the topics were not so exciting in terms of configuration and in terms of building stuff. But that being said, that's what it is, right? At the end of the day, this is a Salesforce product, and if you call yourself as a CPQ specialist, they expect you to know certain things around it, right? Um, so I would highly encourage you to check this one, right? Advanced Billing Specialist, because CPQ will super batch will cover different scenarios, and you might have some hiccups. If you experience some hiccups, just give me a shout, right? Um, so yeah, it's a scenario-based question. So go through it and see if you can, figure your way around. Even if you don't get everything right, that's fine. At least you can give a shot. That's all I would say. Yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do today, right? So I will go through this old exam guide, right? Because my main intention is not to go through the topic here, but just to walk you guys few questions um, around CPQ, maybe three or four, right? Not much. So this is an old guide. I couldn't manage to find the latest one, but that doesn't matter. They sometimes they do repeat the questions, but and even if they don't, right, at least you'll have an understanding what you can expect. Okay, so what I'll do, let's go to the questions here, right? Okay. Universal Containers sells a subscription product Z. Okay, that is or Z if you're American, right? So I always find it confusing when people say Z because in New Zealand we don't use the word Z if you use Z, but that's all the same, right? Anyways, that is sold in a yearly segments. So you're talking about the product which is sold in yearly segments, which is pretty cool. But we like to prevent the user from discounting the first segment. Okay, so obviously they want um, um, the user to give discount on the first segment. Yeah. How should the CPQ admin ensure the user will not be able to discount the first segment? So obviously they want to stop discounting the first segment. It's pretty simple, right? Obviously, if you have done this similar scenario, we talked about the price rules, if you remember. So we can configure this using the price rules. So let's see what the options are. Okay, write a price rule to run when a product code equals to product Z, which is great. So far, good. And segment index equal to 1, which is great. And with the price action setting non-discounted to true. Seems to be a pretty good option to me. It seems to me this is the option I'm after. Okay, that being said, let's look at the other options. Set first segment term editable to only custom segment in the yearly price dimension record. No. Create two price dimension. No. When they start talking about creating multiple dimensions for it, you can clearly assume that that's not a valid answer. So you can cross that off. Cross it off. So B and C out of the equation, right? So now you left with only A and D. Okay. So I'm just telling you different ways you can, isolate the problem and, then isolate the answers. So sometimes you may not know the answer to every problem, but you can always, try to, isolate in the problems to isolate the answer to something which you think might be possible, right? So like B and C is gone. And then the D, write a price rule to inject zero additional discount and the product code equal to product Z, initial segment equal to true. Not really though, so I'll go with the option A. Yeah? I mean, CPQ is not very difficult certification. Let's be very honest with you, right? It might look trickier if you're starting out, but in general, it's very simple. If you ask my personal opinion, CPQ is not a difficult certification. Um, if you are clear with your concepts, if you know what you're doing, then I would guarantee you that you guys will smash it in the first try, right? You don't have to worry about lots and lots of aspects around CPQ. CPQ is a huge area. I mean, there are a lot of things you can do. There are a lot of permutations and combinations you can come up with. But that being said, that's not the point of the certification. The certification will test your knowledge around the product. Do you understand price rule? Do you understand the product rule? Do you understand what code is about? Do you understand what is a contract? Do you understand how the order generation works? Do you understand what's an advance approval process? If you know these terms, if you know to do hands-on, I'm pretty sure you will have no difficulty in smashing this cert, right? Okay, so Universal Containers has a bundle configure and wants to add user selectable products to the configuration, right? That will affect the bundle price. So you're talking about, bundles can configure it so that, so the user can select the products into configuration. So how should the CPQ admin configure this bundle? Obviously, it's a product feature. Pretty straightforward answer, right? Product option. I mean, sorry, not the feature. That's a confusion you might. So, as a product option, as a product feature, as a price rule. No, it's not a price rule. It's not a product rule. We're not talking about any of these two rules. It's not applicable to at all whatsoever. Okay, so C and D is out of picture. So like I did a mistake. I said it's a product feature. You might say, oh yeah, it's a product feature, right? I can do that. It's not really though. It's a product option. So yeah, this can get confusing. So yeah, okay. So product option. When configuring a bundle, Universal Containers user must select product B and product C in order to add maintenance product A. Okay. How should the CPQ admin set this up to meet the requirement? All right. Create an open constraint group maintenance to require the product A can be selected when product B and C are selected. Okay. Create a dependency option constraint for the product B and exclusion option constraint for product C. No, I just get back to that one later. Create two exclusion option constraint for product B and product C and have a product A as a constraint. C doesn't look right a right option to me at all. Okay, so I exclude the C. Create two dependency option constraint to product B and C and have product A as constraining option for. This one is confusing for me too as well, to be honest, right? Because, yeah, you will get this question, right? Obviously, the C is not the right one. I can tell you that straight away. I'm just a bit confused with the A and D, right? D seems like a great option, but B doesn't seem like a good option to me either. So I can tick B and C up, and I'm confused between A and D. That's a tricky one, right? This is like a curveball throwing at you. So um, to be honest, I'll just hold this for a second, right? Let's go to the product the question 4. Based on the customer requirement, the CPQ admin has created multiple configuration attributes and assigned them to a single feature. Okay, multiple attributes assigned to a single feature. Okay, that's cool. Which configuration is valid for displaying these attributes? Above or below all the product options in the feature, above or below the feature in the bundle, above or below all the features in the bundle, above or all product options in the features. Okay, so obviously we do need the all the product above, which is correct. So D is absolutely correct. Um, So, and it's not a feature, right? So it's we're not talking about the feature. So obviously the B and C is gone. So the B seems correct. Sorry, D seems correct, and the A is correct as well. So, but we need both, right, above and below. So I'll go for the A option. So that's this is pretty simple option. This one, yeah. So coming back to third one, right? Just confusing me for me, right? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I might go with D, but I haven't seen this D stuff, but it seems so good to be true, but I don't know about the A. I mean, it seems correct to me. It seems like we something we can do, but I'm not sure. D seems like something we can do, but I'm not sure either. So might go wrong. I don't know. So I'll pick D. So let's say right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. So obviously, okay. So um, I picked the first one A. This is great. So second one A. Third one I picked D. This one I picked A, right, which is great. Let's see the answer. So A, all of them A. Oh, bugger. So the A is correct. The second is correct. All right. The third one is A. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. So right. So I got the third one wrong. So that's fine. Okay, the fourth one is pretty straightforward, so I got it right. So, yeah, so, like I said, right, you need to work around the permutation and combination. You may not get every answer right, but every question's right. So, but that's all right, right? We're not expecting you to score 100, right, out of 100 or whatever the scoring is, or 100% for that matter. Even if score 70, 75, that's good enough, right? I mean, at the end of the day, all I tell you guys that as long as you're having fun, right, while giving certification, that's all that matters, right? Pass or fail really don't matter, right? At the end of the day, if you've tried your best and you know that you know the stuff, and for whatever reason, you fail that day, it's okay. I mean, we all fail at times, right? But you gave your best, and then you enjoyed the journey, and you have fun learning this product. That's all matters at the end of the day, right? Because you know the real challenge comes when you hit the consultancy or when you hit the customer or when you try to implement this stuff, right? That's where the real challenge uh, comes into picture, because you might be asked to implement different rules and different stuffs, right? And if you know your stuff, right, you will be a great consultant or a great architect. So yeah, I mean, I really hope you guys enjoy this course, right? I do understand that I've been pretty slow in making this course. Took almost more 2 months, I guess, right? But finally, we managed to get there till the end. And thank you very much, for staying with me. You guys are amazing, right? I just do this just because for you guys, right? Because I know that people love to watch my content, so and it motivates me to learn new stuff and create a content, right? Okay, so the next thing what I'm going to do, I will start the Experience Cloud as I promised, right? I did Omni Studio this year. I created a 2 hour long video. I think that's good enough for you guys to get started. Health Cloud, I might park it a bit because we don't really use Health Cloud. I use Health Cloud at our work for Ministry of Health. We use Health Cloud product. Um, it's okay. I mean, I I don't have any positive or negative opinion in general on that product. We probably can cover maybe uh, if we get some time, maybe December, or if not Jan or February 2023. And I'm also planning to bring, if you know my mate Jimmy. He's a technical architect, a very amazing architect. Maybe by the end of the year for another podcast if he's available. Based on his availability, he's extremely busy. So that's something I haven't planned because it's like a ritual we do every year, right? Should you be learning Salesforce in 2023? And I don't think there's anyone better than him to come to my show and talk about this, because he has like almost over 10 years experience in Salesforce, extremely talented architect. Uh, he's done pretty cool stuff. He works with me, so I really have to mention that, because at times when I get stuck with the stuff, I just go and ask him, right? No matter how busy he is, he's always trying to help. And that's something I'm looking forward to it. But again, based on his availability, how busy he is. And if he's not available, unfortunately, we can't do this year, right? But I won't bring anyone else to talk about that topic. That topic is reserved for him. So he's the only guy I wanted to bring to discuss that topic. All right. That being said, I hope you guys have an amazing Monday. So in New Zealand, it's a public holiday today, Labor Day. So if you're in New Zealand, I hope you guys have enjoyed your long weekend. That being said, have a great Monday. Adios.